You're right, YouTube. Shot16 back in the building. I know it's been a long time, well, a couple of months since I last appeared on camera on YouTube. There is reasons for it, but that's for another video, because this video is a response to none other than the 16BitBrothers. I'm sure you all know who they are. If you don't, you're missing a treat. Links in the description bar below, just in case you are living in a different planet and you never heard of them. So yeah, master beta question this week is, what's your favourite racer game? Now I have played and still do play, should I say, a lot of racing games. So yeah, I basically just made a list, jotted a lot down, and by intense process of elimination, which is basically just getting a pen and crossing them off due to factors such as enjoyment, time played and times replayed, I've finally come and been able to narrow it down to 2 games. Can't pick a favourite racer, but I've got 2. But before I get to them, I want to give a couple of shout outs to like honourable mention games first. So the first honourable mention that I'm going to give to are the Gran Turismo and Forza franchise. Now both the Forza and the Gran Turismo franchises are ones that I have spent hours upon hours playing. Of course, it all started off with the Gran Turismos from the PlayStation 1s onto the PlayStation 2s. I think my favourite is probably Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, and just behind it, Gran Turismo 4. But yeah, those games will consume your life. But the reason why I'm not picking them is because I class them as driving simulators, not racers. I know it's technically the same thing, but yeah, I put them in 2 different categories. Racers and driving simulators. So yeah, Gran Turismo, honestly, I've spent hours on that game, so much so that I have actually completed a 3-hour endurance race on Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, and I think it was like 99 laps or something around the Nürburgring. So yeah, 3 hours in real time it took. And that was all just so I could win this shitty American car. Can't remember what it was. It looks like a speedboat with a massive with like a massive spoiler on the back of it. It's a proper shitty car, but you get loads of money for completing the endurance race and stuff like that. And then you get this car, and I just had to do it just to get that car. But yeah, they will consume your life. And I know last gen I got the 360, so of course I jumped aboard the Forza franchise, which is absolutely amazing. It's probably one of my most played online games ever. When it comes to online playing, that game it's just spot on. If you love driving simulation, if you love racing, and you love online play, Forza is the place to be. I don't care. Love that franchise. But yeah, anyway, that's honourable mention. Another honourable mention will go to Sega Rally, which I think was Danny's pick of the 16BitBrothers. Amazing game. In fact, that game was a system seller. It's one of the games I used to play in arcade, and then when I found out it was coming to home console on the Sega Saturn, it was like, deal done, do you know what I mean? Take my money and I'll buy a Sega Saturn, which I did. Brief time back in the day, but yeah, Sega Saturn was the system seller. What I like about Sega Rally is that it still, to this day, puts a lot of current gen and more recent rally games to shame. I mean, the handling of the cars is really good on it, and the physics as well is really good. Like when you're going over certain terrain, it feels like you're actually driving over that terrain. So yeah, and this game was like from what, 95, 96, and it still impresses all these years on. So yeah, Sega Rally definitely gets an honourable mention. So now all honourable mentions out of the way, I'm going to get on to my favourite racers, which, like I said, I can't narrow it down to 1, so I've done a tiebreaker between 2 games. So the first game out of my favourite racers is one that takes me back to the PlayStation 1 days, and that is Porsche Challenge. Fucking I love that game. Honestly, I can play that game all day long, and when I was younger, I did play that game all day long. Brilliant game. You basically just race Porsches, hence the title, Porsche Challenge. yeah, Porsche Boxsters, I think the cars are. And yeah, you just choose a character. They've all got different attributes. Like one's probably got better handling, one's got more speed and stuff like that. But it's basically just the same car, which in different colours. And yeah, you just race. It's proper arcadey racing, and it's just so much fun. Like I say, it's one of those that I have completed multiple times, and will, if I put it in for a little play, it's one of those that I think, oh, just do a couple of tracks on this, and then like hours later you're still there, like trying to complete the game. And I can remember it's got like a test driver on it. One of the characters that you race against is a test driver. He's got the black Porsche and he's dressed in black, much like the Stig off Top Gear, but in black, so kind of like the very first series Stig. But yeah, and I know that when you complete the game you get the test driver as a playable character, and then you can drive like the black Porsche in this, like of this Stig character. So yeah, that's one of my picks, is Porsche Challenge on the PlayStation 1. Excellent game. The second one, which is tied with it, my favourite racer of all time, is got to be this, Need for Speed Underground 2. Now I love the Need for Speed franchise all the way up to the Underground like the Underground series, should I say. Like, it got progressively better with each game. Then Need for Speed Underground 2 came out, which is when I think Need for Speed hit its pinnacle. I thought it was just outstanding. Everything about that game, it was like proper pure arcade racing, and it had all the extras. You could modify your car, such detail as well, so much modification selection on it and stuff like that. Some great cars to pimp up and stuff like that, proper pimp my ride style. Yeah, and then like every game after Underground 2 seemed to get progressively worse. So you know what I mean, it's like it started off good, got better and better and better, it hit its pinnacle, and then got worse and worse and worse. I mean, I've recently played the 360 version of Most Wanted. One of the shittest fucking races I've ever played. Honestly, I could make a video just ranting about that game. In fact, I nearly did make a video at the time of purchasing just ranting about that game. There's so much wrong with it. It's shit. So yeah, there you go guys. Master Beta, what's your favourite racers? Porsche Challenge, Need for Speed Underground 2. Can't really pick which one of those two is my favourite, but they are my favourites. So yeah, what's your favourite racer? Let the 16-Bit Brothers know by doing a response to their video. I've been Shock16, you've been great, and I'm going to go play some Need for Speed Underground 2. See you in a bit.